friends, we are discussing the questions from the previous year that is coming in NET, GATE or JAM that has already come, and we will discuss the physics and the solving the problems. So if you want to get more videos like that, so please subscribe our channel, like our videos. Query, okay, we need query. You ask questions, I will answer you. The teacher, other teachers also ask you answer the questions if you ask. So please like our channel, subscribe our channel and put your valuable comments, and thank you. Hello friends, the other questions from GATE 2012, the topic I have chosen the AMT. Let us discuss the other questions. The electric field and the magnetic field respectively corresponding to the scalar potential phi zt equals to 0 and the vector potential A zt function equals to I cap into t into z. Okay, before the solving answer, the question is what is the electric field vector and magnetic field vector. Before solving, I want to tell you the physics behind the questions. Suppose this is the electric field is a function of zt. What does it tell you? The function electric field is a function of zt means the electric field is dynamic electric function and the magnetic field also the dynamic magnetic field, where the magnetic field is changing in space as well as in time. Okay, so that's why this is not the static case. So this is not the static electric field. You have to apply the formulas for the dynamic electric field, where the formula of the dynamic electric field is the E equals to minus grad phi minus del A del T. Why this happened? Because whenever the electric field is changing, there will be corresponding magnetic field, and for that magnetic field also there will be some effect on the electric field. Okay, so this is the vector potential, this is the scalar potential, and this scalar potential is responsible for the static magnetic field, and whenever this comes into the play, that is del A by del T, this is a dynamical term which is varying with time. So this is responsible for the dynamic variation of this electric field. So E equals to minus grad phi minus del A by del T. So here the informations are phi equals to 0 and A is I cap into t into z. So surely this is a function of t. Okay. If it is not a function of t, then E will be E static and E will be minus gradient of phi. You can go and check the video that what is the meaning of vector potential, what is the meaning of scalar potential. I discussed broadly in the EM theory lecture. So let us proceed to the questions. Now you find out the value of grad phi. Grad phi is 0, so grad phi will be 0. Find out the value of del A by del T. So it will be I cap into z, and B is the curl of A. Okay, and this is that find out the curl of A, that is I cap j cap k cap del x del y del z, and this is along the I cap, this is t into z, and other components are 0, so this is 0. So solve it and the solution will be t into z cap. So the electric field is minus z into I cap and magnetic field is t into j cap. Okay, let's proceed to the other question. A plane polarized electromagnetic wave in free space at time t equals to 0 is given by E vector is given E z and t equals to z x and z. This is not a function of t because at time t is 0. So E equals to generally E equals to E naught into exponential I k dot r minus omega t. So at t equals to 0, omega t will be 0, and we are left with this k dot r term. Here r is the function of x and z. So 6 into x plus 78 into z. You just write this way. Okay, and this is the solution of a plane wave solution also. And this find out the magnetic field due to this electric field. Now from the Maxwell's equation we know that curl of E equals to minus 2. We all know that Maxwell equation curl of E equals to minus del V del T. So what is the meaning of the curl of E minus del V del T? Because the changing magnetic field is responsible for the generation of the electric field, and this is Faraday's law. So this is the physics behind this equation, and we are going to apply this equation to solve this equation. Okay, so you find out the curl of E, and from you choose from options, you find out del B del T, and you take negative of del B del T. For which option this will match, that will be your magnetic field. So you take curl of E, you calculate curl of E like this way, is I cap, j cap, k cap, del del x, del del y, del del z, and here the electric field component along y direction. So it is only Ex and Ez will be 0 and only the left with Ey term. So we find that curl of E equals to 10I into 6k cap minus 8I cap exponential I of 6x plus 8z. And from suppose we are choosing option A, okay, we take del B del T of option A. So we get that 1 by C this quantity, and for they ask you at t equals to 0. So here you get some t term, and for t equals to 0 the term 10 into ct will be 0. So you will finally get del B del T at t equals to 0 equals to minus 10I to 6k minus 8I to exponential I 6x plus 8z. Okay, and whenever curl of E equals to minus del B del T, you compare this equation, the two exactly matches with each other. So option A is the correct answer. So this equation satisfies the option A, satisfies the Maxwell equation. So option A is the correct answer. Okay, now go to another question, that infinitely extended homogeneous isotropic media meet at z equals to 0 plane and uniform electric field exists everywhere. The interface is charge free. So where electric field is given as E1 equals to 2I cap minus 3J cap plus 5K cap, and this is the medium 1 and this is the medium 2. Epsilon 2 equals to 5 and epsilon 1 equals to 2. For the dielectric constants of the two medium are given, and the most important thing is interface is charge free, and you have to find out the electric field at medium 2, okay, because E1 is given. This is the question. So since the interface is charge free, so the normal components of D is continuous, means D1 perpendicular equals to D2 perpendicular, and you have to know what is the normal to this plane, because this meet at z equals to 0. So z plane is the normal plane. So D1 perpendicular component means the component of the electric field along z direction, which is given for the electric field 1 is 5 into k cap. Okay, the electric field component magnitude is 5 and direction is along z or k cap. So you simplify this equation, that is epsilon 1 E1 perpendicular equals to epsilon 2 E2 perpendicular, or E2 perpendicular. The perpendicular component of the electric field E2 is epsilon 1 by epsilon 2 into E1 perpendicular, the ratio of the two dielectric constants. So this will be for epsilon 1 it is given as 2, for epsilon 2 it is given as 5. So 2 by 5 into the perpendicular component of the electric field E1 is 5. So put the magnitude 5, you get 2. So E2, this 2 is along k cap. Okay, so you write the equation or the expression for the electric field for E2 will be 2I cap minus 3J cap. This field will be this component will be different. So 2I cap minus 3J cap will be as it is, and the along z direction it will be plus 2K cap. So you find out the electric field, and you know the D2 is epsilon 2 into E2. So epsilon 2 is given as 5. So 5 into E2. So this is the answer. You simplify it, you will get 10I cap minus 15J cap plus 10K cap. So these are the problems that you can understand how to solve it. First find out the boundary condition. If it is charge free, then it should be continuous. If it is not charge free, then rho will be also added. And you find out the boundary conditions. You find out the components which you needed, whether you need the parallel components, whether you need the perpendicular components. You find out the parallel components and perpendicular components. You put the values of the components in your boundary condition. You find out the value of the required field, whether it is electric field or whether it is dielectric field. Okay, thank you.